तो चलिए दोस्तों, हम अपना आइटम एंड फ्रेजेस का क्लास स्टार्ट करते हैं। हम आज 100 आइटम फ्रेजेस पढ़ेंगे। तो चलिए स्टार्ट करते हैं। पहला है प्ले थ्रू हिज नोज टू पे टू मच मनी फॉर समथिंग we paid through the nose for that vacation. The best option is pay an extremely high price. The next is rest on their laurels. Rest on their laurels means to feel so satisfied with what you have already achieved that you do not try to do any more. Complacent means too satisfied with yourself or with a situation so that you may not feel that any change is necessary despite our success. This is not the time to rest on our laurels. The best option is to be complacent. To give him a piece of my mind means to tell somebody that you disapprove of his behavior or angry with him. I have had enough of Raju. I am going to give him a piece of my mind. The best option is to reprimand him. The next is to stave off means to prevent something bad from affecting you for a period of time or to delay something. He could stave off an open argument. The best option is postpone. The next is takes after. Takes after means to look or behave like an older member of your family, especially your mother or father. John takes after his grandfather. The best option is resembles. The next is made no bones about means to be honest and open about something or not to hesitate to do something. She made no bones about in accepting her defeat at the Olympics. The best option is did not have any hesitation in. The next is heads will roll means will be punished because of something that has happened. When the company's year-end results are known, heads will roll. The best option is dismissals will occur. The next is made a clean breast of to means to tell the truth about something so that you may no longer feel guilty. You will feel better if you make a clean breast of the incident. The best option is confessed without reserve. The next is to keep up means to continue to be in contact with somebody. He couldn't keep up with his friends who went into business. The best option is to keep in touch. Souring wild oats means of young men to go through a period of wild behavior while young, especially having a lot of romantic or sexual relations. He sowed his wild oats in early life but has become sober now. The best option is responsible pleasure seeking in young age. The next is standoffish means not friendly towards other people or aloof. He can be quite standoffish and rude even to his friends. The best option is indifferent. The next is blowing your own trumpet means to praise your own abilities and achievements or boast. Anyone will tell you she is one of the best journalists we have got, although she never blows her own trumpet. The best option will be praising your own abilities and achievements. The next is an axe to grind means to have private reasons for being involved. in something or for arguing for a particular cause. He claimed to be disinterested, but I knew he had an axe to grind. The best option is a private interest to serve. The next is an open book means can easily understand and know everything about somebody. Your health secrets will be an open book to anyone who can do an online search. The best option will be that held no secrets. The next is reading between the lines means looking for or discovering a meaning. Reading between the lines of the letter, she realized that her friend was in great trouble. The best option is looking for meanings that are not actually expressed. The next is to give the devil his due means said when you admit that someone you don't like or admire does have some good qualities. I don't like her views, but still I give the devil her due, or she has always something important to say. The best option is to give encouragement even to the enemy. To eat humble pie, to say means to say and so that you are sorry for a mistake that you made. The producers of the advertisement had to eat humble pie for misrepresenting the facts. The best option is to apologize. The next is Hobson's choice means a situation in which somebody has no choice because if he does not accept what is offered, he will get nothing. We didn't really want that particular hotel, but it was a case of Hobson's choice. The best option is no real choice at all. The next is take with a grain of salt means to hear, listen, believe with some doubt. You must take anything she says with a grain of salt. She doesn't always speak the truth. The best option is to listen to something with considerable doubt. The next is reading between the lines means looking for or discovering a meaning or something that is not openly stated. Reading between the lines of the letter, she realized that her friend was in great trouble. The best option is understanding the sense rather than the actual words. By fits and starts, impulsively and irregularly. A sincere student works regularly, not by fits and starts. The best option is irregularly. The next is put up with, to accept somebody something that is annoying, unpleasant, etc. without complaining. I cannot put up with your constant complaining any longer. The best option is tolerate. The next is talking through his hat. To say silly things while you are talking about a subject you do not understand. He was talking through his hat when he described the shipwreck. The best option is talking nonsense. The next is go through fire and water means face any difficulty. They went through fire and water to ensure the child's safety. The best option is undergo any risk. The next is ran riot means to act without restraint or control. The children ran riot when there was nobody elders at home. The best option is acted without restraint. The next is give in to admit that you have been defeated by somebody something. The strikers seem determined and are not likely to give in. The best option is yield. The next is Chick by Joel. Side by side, close together. The two families lived Chick by Joel in one house. The best option is very near. The next is give the game a betray, or to make known something that somebody wants to keep secret. Though they were the oldest of the employees of the company, they were giving the game away. The best option is give out the secret. The next is turn an honest penny means to earn money honestly. I cannot miss the opportunity of turning an honest penny. The best option is make a legitimate living. The next is a dark horse means a person who doesn't tell other people much about his life and who surprises other people by having interesting qualities, or a person taking part in a race, etc., who surprises everyone by winning. 17-year-old Karan could also be a dark horse for the medal in the Olympiad. The best option is an unforeseen competitor. The next is to run across to meet somebody or find something by chance. I ran across some old friends at the mall. The best option is to meet by chance. The next is to get one's own back, to obtain something again after having lost it, or have one's revenge. She finally saw a chance to get her own back. The best option is to get one's revenge. The next is to steer clear of means to avoid a person or thing because it may cause problems. Dad warned us to steer clear of Dr. Gupta and his poor advice. The best option is avoid. The next is to beat a retreat means to go away or back quickly, especially to avoid something unpleasant. The dog beat a retreat to its own yard. The best option is to run away in fear. The next is to blaze a trail means to be the first to do, to discover something that others follow. The hospital has blazed a trail in developing new techniques for treating infertility. The best option is to lead the way as a pioneer. The next is red letter day means an important day or a day that you will remember because of something good that happened. Then 15th August is a red letter day in the history of India. The best option is happy and significant day. The next is have the last laugh means to make someone who has criticized or defeated you look stupid by succeeding at something more important. They find her last year, but she had the last laugh because she was taken on by her rivals at once. The best option is to be victorious at the end of an argument. The next is turn a deaf ear means to ignore or refuse to listen to somebody something. Sheila turn a deaf ear to ignore or refuse to listen to somebody something. Sheila turn a deaf ear to our pleadings. The best option is disregard. The next is to smell a rat to suspect that something is wrong about a situation. I don't think this was an accident. I smell a rat. The best option is to suspect a trick. Make a clean breast of to speak the truth about something that you longer feel guilty. You'll feel better if you make a clean breast of the incident. The best option is confessed. The next is done for to be in a very bad situation to or to be certain to fail. I am sorry, this whole scheme is done for. The best option is ruined. The next is on the level honest, legal, or above boards. You can trust Shivam, he is strictly on the level. The best option is honest and sincere. The next is made ducks and drakes of to squander or to waste. Ritesh made ducks and drakes of the vast property he had possessed. The best option is squandered. The next is went to the winds to be dissipated or to be utterly lost. All his hard work and sincerity went to the winds when he failed to achieve the target. The best option is dissipated. The next is at one's wit's end, to be so worried by a problem that you do not know what to do next, or to be puzzled. I have tried every possible source but without success, and now I am at my wit's end. The best option is to get puzzled. The next is to take someone to task, to criticize somebody strongly for something he has done. The teacher took Salu to task for her misbehavior. The best option is to scold someone. The next is to face the music. To face the music means to expect or deal with criticism or punishment for something you have done. He is prepared to face the music for his conduct at the meeting. He is prepared to face the music for his conduct at the meeting. The best option is to bear the consequences. The next is to blow one's own trumpet, or it means to boast. Anyone will tell you she is one of the best journalists we have got, although she never blows her own trumpet. The best option is to praise one's own self. The next is to run one down, means to criticize somebody something in an unkind manner. Disparage, to suggest that somebody something is not important, valuable, or belittle. See, Cephali was always run down by her friends. The best option is to disparage someone. The next is at a snail's pace, means very slowly. Things are moving at a snail's pace, but we'll finish on time. The best option is very slowly. The next is to turn a deaf ear, means to ignore, refuse to listen to somebody something. Sheila turn a deaf ear to our pleadings. The best to turn a deaf ear, to ignore, refuse to listen to somebody something. Sheila turn a deaf ear to our pleadings. The best option is to be indifferent. The next is to take to one's heels, to run away from somebody something. As soon as the thief saw the police, he took to his heels. The best option is to run off. The next is to have something up one's sleeves, means to keep a plan or an idea secret until you need to use it. I have something up my sleeve that will solve all your problems. The best option is having a secret plan. The next is to end in smoke, means efforts that come to nothing or are useless. All his schemes ended in smoke. The best option is to come to nothing. The next is Helter Skelter, done in a hurry and in a way that lacks unity. Clothes were scattered. Helter Skelter. The best option is in disorderly haste. The next is leaps and bounds, means very quickly or in large amounts. India is progressing by leaps and bounds. The best option is rapidly. The next is Herculean task, means a task needing a lot of strength, determination, or effort. It was a matter of Herculean task for him to be selected for the Olympic Games. The best option is a work requiring very great effort. The next is got the sack, means dismissed from a job. Ravi got the sack today, he is always late. The best option is was dismissed from. The next is put up with, means to accept somebody something that is annoying, unpleasant, etc. without complaining. The next endure means to bear, to experience and deal with something that is painful or unpleasant, especially without complaining. The second word is evade, to escape from somebody something or avoid meeting somebody. Suppress, to put the to put and often by force. Assume, to think or accept that something is true but without having proof of it. I cannot put up with your constant complaining any longer. The best option is endure. The next is a fair weather friend, means somebody who stops being a friend when you are in trouble. I had a lot of money and I knew a lot of people, but most of them turned out to be a fair weather friend. The best option is a friend who deserts you in difficulties. The next is to die in harness, means to die at one's work. My friend Rashid died in harness. The best option is still in service. The next is to keep under wraps, means being kept secret until sometime in the future. We kept the plan under wraps until after the election. The best option is secret. The next is like a phoenix, means to be powerful or successful again. A magic bird that lives for several hundred years before burning itself and then being born again from its ashes. The Indian industry has risen like a phoenix after independence. The best option is with a new life. The next is a sore point with, means a subject that makes you feel angry or upset when it is mentioned. Sore means annoyed, upset and angry. I tried not to make any reference to his drinking habits. I know it's a sore point with his wife at the moment. The best option is something which hurts. The next is on the verge of, or means very near to the moment when somebody does something or something happens. The words are bring in a very new, dangerous or existing situation, the extreme age of land. Outset at, from the beginning of. Sarah was on the verge of tears when she heard the news. The best option is on the brink of. The next is of no avail, of little or no use. Everything I did to help her was of no avail. The next is, the best option is useless. The next is leaps and bounds, means very quickly or in large amounts. India is progressing by leaps and bounds. The best option is rapidly. The next is out of thin air, from nowhere or nothing, as if by magic, suddenly out of thin air the messenger appeared. The best option is appear suddenly. The next is a bolt from the blue, means an event or a piece of news which is sudden and unexpected, or a complete surprise. She seemed to be very involved in her job, so her resignation came as a bolt from the blue. The best option is something unexpected and unpleasant. The next is made by flesh creep. Made me means made me feel afraid or full of disgust. The story of the killings made my flesh creep. The next is the best option is horrified me. The next is burnt his boats, means to do something that makes it impossible to return to the previous situation. Letter. The words are retreat, to move away, back, turning down one job before you have another, leads to burning your boats. The best option is left, no means of retreat. The next is cannot hold a candle, means is not so good as this hotel cannot hold a candle to the palace. The best option is cannot be compared to. The next is brought up, means raise or to care for a child, teaching him or her how to behave, to mention a subject or start to talk about it. We were having a pleasant chat until someone brought up politics. The best option is introduced for discussion. The next is cut no ice with me, to have no influence or effect. I don't care who you are. It cuts no ice with me. The best option is had no influence on me. The next is the green-eyed monster, means used as a way of talking about jealousy. Do you think his criticisms for Ramesh are valid, or is it just a case of a green-eyed monster? The best option is jealousy. The next is to fight tooth and nail, means to fight in a determined way for what you want. They vow to fight the new legislation tooth and nail. The best option is to oppose resolutely. The next is at one's wit's end, means to get puzzled. I have tried every possible source but without success, and now I am at my wit's end. To be the best option is to be puzzled. The next is turn a deaf ear, means ignored or refused to listen. Sheila turn a deaf ear to our pleadings. The best option is disregarded. The next is to be always at his beck and call, means always ready to obey somebody's orders. There were a dozen of maids and waiters at our beck and call. The best option is at his disposal. The next is in the long run, concerning a longer period in the future, means he realized that in the long run their argument wouldn't seem so useless. The best option is ultimately. The next is in the good books, means used for saying that somebody is pleased with you. I cleaned the bathroom yesterday, so I am in mom's good books. The best option is in favor with the boss. The next is by leaps and bounds, means rapidly or very quickly. India is progressing by leaps and bounds. The best option is very quickly. The next is the pros and cons, means arguments or considerations for and against something, advantages and disadvantages. We will discuss all the pros and cons before we decide to add a new wing to the library. The best option is consider all the facts. The next is got the sack means dismissed from a job. Ravi got the sack today. He is always late. The best option is was dismissed from. The next is no love lost between do not like each other. There is no love lost between them. The best option is not on good terms. The next is sitting on the fence means to avoid becoming involved in deciding, influencing something. The shrewd man is sitting on the fence in the quarrel. The best option is hesitating which side is to take. The next is read between the lines means looking for meanings what are not actually expressed. Reading between the lines of the letter, she realized that her friend was in great trouble. The best option is understand the hidden meaning. The next is to play to the gallery means to behave in an exaggerated way to attract people attention. The sentence is Akshay is a competent actor but he has a tendency to play to the gallery. The best option is to seek to win approval. The next is at stake means that can be won lost depending on the success of a particular action. The sentence is I have everything at stake on this bet. The best option is in danger. The next is struck a chill to the heart means to make somebody be afraid. The sentence is the introduction of boards in class 8 struck a chill to the heart of all the students. The best option is arouse fear. The next is within a stone's throw means a very short distance away. Her house is within a stone's throw from mine. The best option is very near to. The next is bone to pick, to be angry with somebody about something and want to discuss it with him, or to have grounds for a quarrel. The sentence is I have a bone to pick with my sister. The best option is cause of quarrel. The next is a red letter day, an important means an important day. The sentence is 15th August is a red letter day in the history of India. The best option is an important day. The next is dropping names means to mention famous people you know or have met in order to impress others. Dropping names to impress one's friends is a common practice. The best option is hinting at high connections. The next is blue-eyed boy means a person treated with a special favor by somebody. The sentence is he was very much the blue-eyed boy in the office. The best option is favorite. The next is run into means to experience difficulties, incur to pay some charges or amount to. We have run into extra expenses with the renovation. The best option is incurred. The next is blow over, to go away without having a serious effect. The scandal will soon blow over. The best option is pass off. The next is to take into account means to consider particular facts, circumstance, etc. while making a decision about something. The sentence is I hope you'll take Mr. Gupta advice into account when you plan the party. The best option is to consider. The next is pros and cons means arguments or considerations for and against something or advantages and disadvantages. The sentences we have been discussing the pros and cons of buying a house. The best option is for and against. The next is to carry out, to do and complete a task. The words are execute, to do a piece of work. The clerk was asked to carry out the order as quickly as possible. The best option is execute. The next is spilling the beans means to tell somebody something that should be kept secret or private. Revealing to disclose discreetly means tactfully. The officer was expelled from his position for spilling the beans about office. The best option is revealing the information discreetly. तो हमारा यहाँ पे आज का 100 हमने पूरा कर लिया। ठीक है, हम ऐसे ही डेली पढ़ेंगे 100। तो आप मेरे साथ पढ़ने के लिए ऐसे ही जुड़े रहें। प्लीज़ सब्सक्राइब द चैनल एंड लाइक एंड शेयर द वीडियो विद योर फैमिली एंड फ्रेंड्स। और जो भी पढ़ाई करता है आपकी नज़रों में, जो भी आपके रिलेशन में कहीं भी पढ़ता है, उसको आप शेयर करें। और जय हिंद, जय भारत।